Today, we're going to dive into one of the most incredible feats of modern medicine. Seriously, this is a story that sounds like it's straight out of science fiction. But it's not just about surgery. It's about biological architecture, how surgeons can literally take a piece from one part of your body and use it to completely rebuild another. So just start with this question. Really think about it for a second. What if you lost your jaw? It's so central to who you are, right? To how you talk, how you connect with people, how you eat, how you just exist. So what on earth happens when it's gone? Because, as you can imagine, losing your jaw is so much more than just a physical injury. It's a huge challenge to a person's entire sense of self. And trying to rebuild it, well, that's one of the biggest mountains to climb in all of reconstructive surgery.
And look, this isn't some rare hypothetical problem. For a lot of people, this is a devastating reality. It can happen because of aggressive cancers where the jawbone has to be removed to save a life. It can happen from catastrophic accidents, or even from infections that literally just eat away at the bone.
And the fallout from that is just profound. Imagine not being able to form words clearly enough for people to understand you. Not being able to just enjoy a meal. Or something as simple as sharing a smile. These aren't just little things. They're the absolute core of our daily human experience.
So that brings us to the big, seemingly impossible question, right? If the original is gone for good, where do you get a new one? It's not like you can just 3D print a new living, functional bone and pop it in. The solution has to come from somewhere else, somewhere really unexpected. And that unexpected place is actually the patient's own body. The answer isn't in some high-tech lab. It's hiding within our own anatomy. Which brings us to the most unlikely of donors.
That's right. The answer is your leg. Surgeons turn to the fibula. That's the thinner of the two bones in your lower leg. And you might be asking, why the fibula? Well, think about it. It's long, it's strong, and, this is the crucial part, it's not a primary weight-bearing bone. You can live perfectly well without a piece of it. It's basically the perfect raw material for building a brand new jaw.
Okay, so how in the world do you turn a straight bone from a leg into the perfect curve of a jaw? This is where the real magic happens. This isn't just surgery. It's a meticulously planned project of biological engineering.
So let's walk through this incredible blueprint. Step 1 is the harvest. The surgical team takes a section of the fibula, but here's the genius part. They don't just take the bone. They take its entire life support system with it, its own personal artery and vein. This is the key. Next, the shaping. This is pure artistry. They carefully cut that straight bone into smaller segments and angle them just so, creating that natural U-shape of a jaw. Then, they secure it, locking those new bone segments into place to form the new facial structure. And finally, the most critical step of all, reconnection. Using a microscope, surgeons painstakingly stitch that tiny artery and vein to blood vessels in the neck. The blood starts flowing again, and just like that, the new jaw comes to life.
It's this idea right here that really captures it. The surgeons are basically sculptors. They're taking this block of raw material from the leg and chiseling it, shaping it into a living, functional piece of anatomy that fits the patient's face perfectly.
And just to give you a sense of the mind-boggling precision we're talking about, look at this number. 2 millimeters. That's about the thickness of a nickel. That is the size of the screws they used to lock this new face together. It is microsurgery on an absolutely architectural scale.
Because here's the thing. This whole incredible structure, all that work would completely fail if it weren't for one thing, keeping that bone alive. And that all comes down to reestablishing its blood supply.
And here's why that's so important. A non-living piece of bone, like from a donor, is really just a scaffold. The body often sees it as a foreign object, something to be rejected, and it's way more likely to get infected and fail. But a living graft, what they call a vascularized graft, brings its own blood supply along for the ride. It's kind of like transplanting a tree with its roots still intact. It doesn't just sit there, it integrates, it heals itself, and it becomes a permanent, living part of its new home. This quote just nails the whole philosophy. The real genius here isn't just about moving a bone from point A to point B. It's about moving an entire, self-sustaining biological unit and plugging it in somewhere new.
So, after all of that, the incredible planning, the sculpting, the microscopic stitching, what does it all mean for the patient? Well, it means everything. It means they get their life back. Remember all those fundamental things that were lost? They're back. The ability to chew your food again, to speak clearly to the people you love, to feel the confidence to just smile. It's more than just a physical fix. It's a profound return to normalcy, a return to self.
When you step back and look at it, this whole procedure is a story of two marvels working together perfectly. You've got the unbelievable skill and vision of the surgeons on one hand, and on the other, you have the absolutely astounding resilience of the human body, its ability to heal, to adapt, and to make a piece of a leg bone feel completely at home as a jaw.
And that just leaves you with this one final, fascinating thought. We've just seen how surgeons can act as biological architects, literally redesigning the human body with its own building blocks. So if a leg bone could become a new face today, what other impossible reconstructions are just around the corner? What are the limits, really, for the architecture of us?